Greetings. I'm Sandra Malbon of Unity Spiritual Community of Salt Lake. And today I want to give a little message about love and forgiveness. Now, I feel very honored to have been selected to be a presenter of a workshop at the upcoming Parliament of World Religions, October 15th through 19th. Oh, it's going to be the most awesome event. And my workshop is called Peace Through Forgiveness. Jesus said, let us love one another, because love is from God. Everyone who loves is born of God. That comes from 1 John chapter 4, verse 7. So love one another. That is the greatest commandment, is it not? Love God, love one another, and love ourselves. So one of the greatest acts of love is forgiveness. Now, the Apostle Paul wrote a letter to the Ephesians, and he said, "Let all bitterness and wrath and anger and clamor and slander be put away from you, along with all malice. Be kind to one another, tender-hearted, forgiving each other, just as God in Christ also has forgiven you." So that's a tall order, isn't it? Forgiving one another. Now, radical forgiveness might be an even taller order, because what it calls for is you're clearing yourself rather than blaming others. So in clearing yourself, you get to look at what is in yourself that is in conflict, and you get to heal that. And when you heal yourself, there's a ripple effect that goes out, and affects other people energetically. And it goes around the world. It truly does. So let's look how do we do this radical forgiveness thing. So I'm going to give an example of when something comes to our attention, your attention, my attention. That's our cue that there's something in us. If we react to it, if we're triggered, that's our cue that something within ourselves needs to be healed. And the world, people, situations, everything is our mirror. So when we see something we don't like, it's like something in me is wanting to be healed. So let's take, for instance, you might be asking, what? I'm going to give an example. And let's look at unfairness, because the world abounds with unfairness, does it not? Have you ever been treated unfairly? Do you know family members or friends who have been treated unfairly? You know, the world is full of unfairness, and it's said that you can't expect to have fairness in this world. So when a situation is brought to your attention that is unfair, you get to look at yourself and not be blaming people in another country, another culture, another race, another religion. You get to look at you. I get to look at me and say, well, when am I unfair? When am I unfair? I'm sure you can think of something within my own heart. I can. And so these are the times when I actually put that energy out into the world. However, I get to start right here, and clear that energy. And this is how it's done. I recognize that within me is an element of unfairness. And so I say, I'm sorry for all the times that I treat myself and others unfairly. And forgive me for this transgression. And thank you for bringing this to my attention, that there's something within me that needs to be changed, that needs to be healed. And I love you. I love myself. I love my ego. I love my soul. I love my fellow human beings. When I say I love you, I am centering myself in Christ's love. And when I center myself in Christ's love, everybody is beautiful and wonderful. And that perception, it just trickles out into the world, to my neighbors, to my friends and family, and even further. And as each of us does this, energetically, we raise the vibration of what's happening on our own planet, in our own community, and in our own heart. So once again, when you find that something comes to your attention, whether it's from your children, a spouse, a friend, another family member, whether it's on the news, it doesn't matter where it comes from. When you have a reaction to something, that's your cue to do some inner healing with radical forgiveness. And remember, the tool is to say, I'm sorry for the times that I do that. If there's violence, then I get to say, I'm sorry for the times that I have thoughts about violence. Because it may not be something I would act on, but I may have had thoughts that have to do with violating another. And so it is within me. The capability is within me. So I'm sorry for those times. And forgive me for those thoughts. And thank you for bringing this to my attention, that I may forgive myself. And I love you. I just center in Christ consciousness and extend love to that situation that was brought to my attention. So let's give it a try, shall we? And change ourselves mentally, psychically, physically, change the people with whom we associate, and change the world. It starts right here. Yes, a change in the world starts right here with me and with you. Namaste.